Hello, my beautiful train wrecks. This is Jill.
Hi.
And Tom. And we're diamond painting with the Edwards family. And we are working on Queen Elizabeth. She is a very massive painting. And since we need to make content by ourselves while we're waiting for our editor to graduate from college, I decided, okay, well, we already knew we had the steampunk event, and we're going to do Queen Elizabeth as well. So, I am not going to ramble on. This is the documentary point of this week. Every other one, we're doing a documentary-esque. This is that video. So, Tom is going to give us some facts and information about Queen Elizabeth and her family. Take it away, Tom.
All right. You guys get to hear me talk today.
Fantastic.
All right, here we go. So along with her faith and sense of duty that she's had all her life,
Yes.
Whether she's growing up, being a queen, whatever, that provided the foundation that she drew strength and comfort from. So, I mean, a lot of that was just her family, a lot of it came from her family life, to her, it also included her dad's guidance.
Mm-hmm.
When she's growing up,
he was a big influence.
Yeah, he was a huge influence with her. And it also went through through the working members of the family, taking on many of her, and even through her duties in her final years.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of what you've seen was built in her early years growing up, and what her dad instilled into her and her mom, and so
And her dad left her really, and it's a quote, and I thought it was fabulous. Did you get to it? Did you see the quote that he talked about his daughter?
No.
Go.
I have not met.
You haven't got there yet. Okay.
No, we're not there yet.
Okay. All right.
When it comes to the quote, I will read it.
Okay.
And her family's been a vital support structure through her reign and through her life. Even with everything that went on, she was a very strong person. And she's very beautiful when she was young. So, as she grew up in a loving and supportive family, with her sister and parents.
And what was her sister's name?
Margaret.
And her father's name?
Technically, it was the Duke of York.
Yes.
Later, King George the Sixth.
That was his technical name, but do you know his real name? We've named a cat after him.
Honestly, I do not know that.
His real name was Albert, but they called him Bertie.
But her mother was Duchess of York.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what
Queen Elizabeth.
There you go. Yes, Queen Elizabeth.
They had a pretty much quiet life, at least until King George.
King George, yeah.
Became dethroned in 1936.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's like, okay, you got a pretty quiet life, and all of a sudden, bam, you're thrown into the mix.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay.
And you know the reason why the hesitance is because he had speech problems. He had a speech impediment. Just an FYI.
Okay, this is a letter, a part of a letter or whatever, from King George to the Queen after her marriage to Prince Philip in 1947. So, and it says, "I have watched you grow up all these years with pride under the skillful direction of Mummy, who, as you know, is the most marvelous person in the world in my eyes, and I know, and always count on you. And now Philip, to help us in our work." That was part of a letter that he sent to his daughter.
Mm-hmm. He loved this kid so very much.
And Queen Elizabeth, the two Queen Elizabeths were very close.
Mm-hmm.
And even with Margaret, the princess.
Mm-hmm.
They were all.
There's a beautiful picture of the Queen Mum. That's what they called her, Queen Mum. With the Queen Mum and her two daughters, Elizabeth and Margaret, in their later years. And it's beyond gorgeous. They were all very beautiful women. This is his first time doing a documentary. I think he's doing a really good job.
Sorry, as you're reading, I'm trying to read up.
I can hear the hesitance in his voice, and I'm like, it's okay. I want to just reach out and say it's okay. But I'm doing diamonds, so, he's going to be fine. Give him encouragement in the comments below. He can do it. So, what else? How else was her family life like?
Well, that's what I was reading into.
Yeah. I need to get this smaller. I need to switch pens. I need to switch to this 3-placer. Well, somebody's a grouchy kitty. They're playing. Must be the twins.
Now, in a tribute to Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, following her death in 2002 or 2002,
mm-hmm.
The Prince of Wales referenced,
which is now the King Charles.
Yeah, referenced the close relationship enjoyed by his mother and grandmother, describing Queen Elizabeth as an immensely strong character combined with a unique natural grace and an infectious optimism about life itself. I know too what she meant to my whole family, particularly the Queen, to whom she was such a stalwart and sensitive support when my grandfather died.
Mm-hmm.
When he was only 2.5 years older than I am now.
Yeah.
So, and so now on to their later years.
Mm-hmm.
So when Princess Elizabeth and Prince Philip, they first met when they attended Prince Philip's cousin's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
So he was marrying the Princess Marina of Greece
mm-hmm.
to the Duke of Kent.
Yes.
In 34, they met again when the King and Queen together with Princess Elizabeth and Princess Margaret, visited the Royal Naval College at Dartmouth in 39.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
they met a few times in the 30s.
Yes.
They maintained contact through the war and all that. When Prince Philip served overseas with the Navy and in the Far East, so they kept up through all that. They got they actually announced their engagement. What is it? Early July of 47, I believe.
Okay.
Actually, July 9th of 1947.
Oh, okay.
They were married at the Westminster
Westminster
Abbey.
Abbey. Uh-huh.
On November 20th of 47.
Yes.
So they announced their engagement in July and got married in August. Or November, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a huge, like a year and whatever. It was months.
Yes. And one thing interesting about their wedding is they had to do everything with donations from different organizations and food rations. It wasn't a grand affair. It was still rations, so yeah.
Yeah, and actually because of Britain was recovering from the war, she actually collected clothing coupons for her dress.
Right.
Just like like a lot of other young brides did in Britain. So hell, they spent their honeymoon at Broadlands.
Yeah.
So they weren't like an extravagant wedding or dresses. And she showed that just like the war. She wanted to be just like everybody else.
Right. Of course, it is going to be bigger than a normal wedding. Obviously, she's the future queen, but it wasn't extravagant like what people think it would be. It wasn't.
And I need to reiterate. The Broadlands, when they went on their honeymoon, the Broadlands was in Hampshire, but it was the home of Philip's uncle.
Yeah.
So it wasn't. So I needed to put that in there. So they stayed at a relative's place for their honeymoon.
Right.
So when after they got married, they was able to live pretty much a private life in their early years of their marriage. So Prince Philip was able to pursue his naval career, and then Elizabeth cared for the young family. So which they had Prince Charles. He was born in 48. So while they had their private life, and Philip was on to pursuing his naval career and all that, she was raising Charles, and a couple years later she had Anne. And then, from 49 to 51, they lived in Malta, which is where His Royal Highness was stationed as a naval officer. So Philip was stationed there.
Okay.
He was made as second command of HMS. I'm going to butcher that.
What? HMS what? Cheekiers? All of my British peoples, all the British fam. What is
I'll
that?
spell it, and you guys can figure it out. CHEQUERS.
Yeah.
I was not going to try to
Seekers?
butcher that at all.
I don't know either.
But it was out of the Mediterranean fleet.
Mediterranean. Mm-hmm. Pardon the cats. They're playing.
Oh, that's mainly Snowy. Well, you didn't have to go running off, Snowy.
It's because we looked at her.
I looked at her and she took off.
Don't look at her.
Now, as the years go, probably a couple years after Anne was born, their life changed dramatically when her father's health started declining.
Yeah.
And I think that was in 51.
Yeah.
So they were called. She was called in to support in his duties because he was starting to be unable to do his duties. So I mean, Philip left his naval career and to be with the queen. Be with his bride and do his new duties now that he's taken on, because now as they stepped in that role, his duties started to change as well. So, and then...
Ooh, there's a bad girl. Keep going. I just had to...
So they started doing a lot of Commonwealth visits and, just doing her... He supported her and Elizabeth's princess, or in a royal, I should say, just her royal duties. He was supporting her in whatever duties she had going on. And then what was it? The Duke of Edinburgh.
Mm-hmm.
He went on to become devoted consort, companion to the sovereign. Yeah, companion to the sovereign.
Mm-hmm.
Following her ascension in 52. And in September of that year, she granted Prince Philip place. Okay.
She granted him place?
That's what it says. The Queen granted Prince Philip place, preeminence, and precedence.
Oh, okay.
Next to herself, a position normally reserved to the heir of the throne.
Okay.
Sorry,
right.
The way it was set up, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It threw me for a loop.
Okay. We're back on track. Okay. It threw me for a second, too.
Oh, look, on my birthday years ago, on February 22nd, 57,
yes,
she created him Prince of the United Kingdom.
Awesome.
So that way his title was from then on His Royal Highness.
Mm-hmm.
The Prince, Royal Highness, the Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yes, I know. My sugars are going up.
And when they got married, I mean, it really... The marriage saw them support each other in a lot of different ways through the years of royal duties.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he accompanied her on extensive Commonwealth tours, which was really marked in her early reign, and was by her side at a lot of state occasions.
I think I seen on one documentary that he said he was the professional curtain opener because he opened so many curtains from dedications. Yeah.
So I mean, it was like the state occasions, jubilees, and the day-to-day royal visits, which made a lot of her working life.
Mm-hmm.
And then from 67 He sat on a consort's throne placed next to that of the Queen at the state opening of Parliament.
Yes.
Even though he had his own busy portfolio of work.
Yes, he wanted to keep busy.
And he always said that his first duty was to support the Queen.
Yes.
It was not anything else but to support her, and everything else came second. And then in 2009, he became the longest serving British consort.
Okay.
And that was the last distinction was previously held by Queen Charlotte.
Oh.
George III's consort.
Oh, wow. He stayed by her side until he just physically couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah. And
he was old.
In 2017, they became the first couple in the royal family to celebrate the platinum wedding
of
wow. 70 years.
Awesome. My goodness. That's a feat. There we go.
Now, in a speech that she gave at a lunch to mark their golden wedding in '97.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
This is what she said of Philip. Mm-hmm. He is someone who doesn't take easily to compliments. He has, quite simply, been my strength and stay all these years. And I and his whole family, and this and many other countries, owe him a debt greater than he would ever claim or we shall ever know.
Yeah.
So now we're going to get into the children, the grandchildren, and the great-grandchildren.
Awesome. Bring it.
So the Queen went on to have 2 more sons. She had Prince Andrew, which he was born in 60, and then Prince Edward in 64.
Okay.
They were the first children to be born to a reigning monarch since the time of Queen Victoria.
Wow. That's been a bit.
Yeah. It's been a couple years.
Yeah.
And then in the later years, as they got older, the children and even the grandchildren supported her on state occasions.
Yes.
And they traveled overseas, tours on her behalf, and they took on some of her patronages. Patronages.
Yeah.
So I mean, even the kids and the grandchildren stepped up and did a lot of that. So when Philip got to the point where he had to step back with his public duties as his health started declining in 2019, the Prince of Wales stepped up and accompanied the Queen on events like state opening of Parliament, Commonwealth heads, to meetings. So, I mean, people just started stepping up.
Right.
Excuse me. And then in 2002, at her Golden Jubilee, the Queen spoke on her family's support. especially of the recent deaths of her mother and her sister.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, well, should I read this word for word? Because
It's a quote. If it's a quote, you can read it.
well, it's something that
Or is it like a speech?
following the deaths, she spoke. This is what she spoke of
Okay.
after the deaths of her mom and sister.
So, quote, unquote. So this is her words.
So I take this opportunity to mention the strength I draw from my own family. The Duke of Edinburgh has made an invaluable contribution to my life over these past 50 years, as he has too so many charities and organizations with which he has been involved. We both have a special place in our hearts for our children. I want to express my admiration for the Prince of Wales and for all he has achieved for this country. Our children and all my family have given me so much love and unstinting help over the years, and especially in recent months. And then in 2015, the Duke of Cambridge wrote something about his grandmother.
The Duke
And
of
preface to
The Duke of Cambridge is now William, Prince of Wales.
yeah, and this is preface to Elizabeth II.
Okay.
It was a biography of the Queen. It was written by Lord Hurd.
Okay.
And this was saying the Queen's kindness and sense of humor, her innate sense of calm and perspective, and her love of family and home are all attributes I experience firsthand.
Mm-hmm. Of course, because that is Prince William's Gary Gangan.
And they had 8 grandchildren,
Yes.
which was Peter and Zara.
Phillips. Mm-hmm.
Phillips, born 77 and 81. Then they had Prince William of Wales and Prince Henry of Wales, born 82 and 84.
Prince Henry is what everybody calls Harry.
Yep.
Just so you know. Mm-hmm.
Then they had Princess Beatrice of York and Princess Eugenie of York. Beatrice was born in 88 and Eugenie was born in 90. The Lady Louise Windsor of Viscount Severn.
And Viscount Severn.
Oh, and Viscount.
Yeah, that's her brother. That's okay.
So, Louise was born in 2003 and Viscount was 2007.
That's his title. What is his name?
Severn.
No, that's Viscount Severn. That's his
That's
his name.
all it said.
Really? That's he has a name.
I'm reading it. What? I'm reading the name.
Oh, okay.
That's what
I
it
guess
says.
his name is Viscount, but I thought that was just his title. That can't be right.
That's what it says.
We'll see if this child has got a real name. Because I have a hard time believing that that's his name. I think that is his title, and I think it is now. Both of them has officially changed. This is older, because I think Lady Louise is now Duchess of Sussex. I believe. There's been some changes, but I don't think they've changed the royal page yet. There's been some changes.
I don't even know where my phone's at, so
yeah.
I left it in there, so I can't look it up. But
Okay.
So they also had 12 great grandchildren. They had Prince George, which he was born in 2013. They had Princess Charlotte, which was born in 2015. Prince Louis, Louis, born in 2018. Children of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, Archie Mountbatten Windsor. Was born in 2019. Little
Mountbatten
Windsor
Yes.
was born in 2021. The children of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Savannah Phillips, born in 2010. Isla Phillips was born in 2012. Children of Peter and Autumn Phillips, Mia Tyndall was born in 2014. Lena.
Hang on a second. Zara Phillips should be the mom of Mia. George, Charlotte, and Louis that's Williams. Archie and Lilibet is Harry's. Yeah, Savannah and Isla is Peter and Autumn, and then next is Zara. Okay, because the way it sounded like Harry had more children, and he didn't.
I was just reading the way it said.
It's okay. I was just kind of trying to get in there and validate that was really true.
So the children of Zara and Mike Tyndall, Sienna Mapelli Mazzi was born in 2021.
Wait a minute. Hang on. You're reading the... Okay. Lena and Lucas are the children of Zara and Mike.
Yeah. Children of Zara and Mike.
Sienna
and then it dropped.
Mazzi is the daughter of Princess Beatrice of York.
You didn't let me finish that.
Okay. Well, it sounded weird the way it was
I was reading it because it dropped down.
I just wanted to make sure it sounded okay. I'm sorry.
Yes, I know I don't have the best reading skills, so...
I'm picky. I want it to be right because this is important to me. Keep forth, sir. He said I was a little doggy. Ruff, ruff. In loving words.
So, daughter of Princess Beatrice of York and Edordo? Is it Bordeaux? Bobo?
Edordo? Rapelli Mazzi. I don't know. I've never heard his name spoken.
I don't know. And August Brooksbank,
yes,
born 2021, son of Princess Eugenie of York and Jack Brooksbank.
Yes.
So there's that.
Ah.
And that is the end of the article.
Since that article was written, there are some new children.
So
new babies.
I'm going to look up something real quick.
But that article is probably a couple years old, maybe. So, yeah. They probably haven't updated a lot of it because, you know, she's no longer queen. They probably didn't think it needs to be updated with the new children because technically the new children are under Prince Charles.
Where did this go? Oh, excuse me.
He's full of air today, boys and girls. Oh my goodness. I ate English muffins with peanut butter and reduced sugar jelly and a banana. And yes, I'm drinking coffee and tea, but that's not anything to really bother it. That's just how crazy the blood sugars are right now. What you looking up? What you looking?
So his name, that was a title.
The Viscount Stevens.
But his name is James Alexander
James
Philip Theo Mountbatten Windsor, Earl of Wessex, is a younger child of son of Prince Edward, Duke of Edinburgh.
Yes.
He is now 16 years of age.
Yeah. And verify for me that Lady Louise is Duchess of Sussex now? I think so.
Lady Louise Windsor?
Yes. She is. Just type in
It
like.
says Lady Louise Alice Elizabeth Mary Mabon Windsor is a daughter of Prince Edward, Duke of Edinburgh, and Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh. She is a granddaughter of Queen Elizabeth II. It
Yes.
does not say she has a title.
Okay, look it up as.
But she is 20 years old now.
Yeah, she's.
She's a member of the House of Windsor.
Yes.
It just says Lady Louise Windsor.
Okay, look up who is the current Duchess of Sussex. He just gave it to her. If I'm remembering correctly, he just gave it to her.
Meghan.
Okay. Yeah, I knew Meghan was the one, but I thought he gave her the new one.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, it's time to check, boys and girls.
Okay, it says the Sussex title is held by Prince Harry, and on his death, the title will be held by Archie. Lady Louise Windsor could only be the Duchess of Sussex if she were married to the Duke of Sussex. That's what I found on that one. But I believe, from what I looked up earlier,
That's weird.
okay. Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, member of the British royal family, is an American member of the British royal family. So Meghan is actually Duchess of Sussex.
See, that's what I thought, but I thought...
Because Harry is Duke of Sussex.
Right.
So,
But, I don't know. It was a lot, it was a lot of confusion when they were talking about that, because I was kind of like, how could they do that? So maybe the people that were writing that page didn't know what they were talking about. That's why we're going and we're verifying that all the information is from the royal page, because people will slander the royal family. So that's why I make sure I use things that are from the royal family. This is a perfect instance of it, because I've seen it somewhere, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's true. That's why we fact checked. So no, I thought it was. That's what I heard, but we fact checked it, because isn't that the only fair thing to do? So, if they have the title of Duke and Duchess of Sussex, you go, Henry and Meghan. You go. Because I'm not going to hate on anybody.
oh, you're 281 and going up.
Woo! Blood sugar's 281 and going up,
91.
boys and 291.
And going up.
Oh, that's why I feel like this. How much time do we have in this lovely train
It's
wreck?
39 minutes.
Okay, I can get this done. Okay. I'm just getting kind of scattered at the moment, because when my blood sugar gets high, it's kind of like, hello, I'm in your face. And it doesn't feel so good. Oh, I hope I get my Mongiorno soon, because it does help regulate. That's the problem. My blood sugars are not high all the time. They go up and down, up and down, up and down, and it makes it very hard, because I'm eating, as correctly as I can, figuring that I'm allergic to artificial sweeteners, and the doctor gave me grace to be able to, as long as it's reduced sugar, we're fine. And, yeah. And I had peanut butter with it. And, we eat lower carb bread and stuff like that. So I'm doing what's right, but for my needs, my nutritional needs. But, whew, come on, Mongiorno, I need you. It's there. I just can't get it because of the manufacturer coupon problems. See, and this is what happens when important things are hacked. It takes forever to fix them, and people like me who need medications on the cheap have to wait for them because I cannot afford $288 every refill. Without our insurance, it would have been $3,000. Can you imagine that for insulin? Certain things should just be free. If you have a long-lasting illness, medicine should be free. But that's just my opinion. And in the grand scheme of things, my opinion really means nothing. And that's okay. I just sit here and I just dot and click and dot and click and dot. So that's the end of our documentary. Hopefully you're enjoying hearing about the life of Queen Elizabeth. She's a very fascinating woman. So, how much longer do we have again? I gotta keep track of time.
You're at 43 minutes.
Okay. So after I get done with these Ys, I'm gonna call it on this square. That'll be 2 videos for the square. And then I will finish these when my head is not pounding. So, my head is starting to pound. And then we'll move on to a new square. Hopefully you enjoyed hearing about Queen Elizabeth so far. If there's any topics that you would like, because we're going to be on this for a little bit, if there's any comments or topics or things you've found about her that you question, let us know and we'll do a little bit of research and see if we can't come up with an answer. I think I still have time to do this little bit over here and that little bit in the corner. I think I still have some time.
You've got mail.
Oh. We've got mail, and I forget a Y down here. Y. Got it.
I got mail. What did I get mail from?
I don't know. What did you get mail from?
Tina. Welcome to the dollar shop.
Lovely. We don't need to spend any more money, Timu. We've spent enough money on Timu for a while. 4. Just do a little bit of cleaning up here. So then I only have to worry about F's and T's. Even though you would think I wouldn't miss any because it's getting lower here, I'm still missing. There's 4. I don't see any more 4s. A 5. Now I'm just getting to the point where I'm just now starting to dig into the pot. Here's, oops, nope, I don't want 2. I only want 1. Thank you. 1 dot is all I need. Not 2. S. I think that's, yeah, S. So, Tom, anything to talk about today?
Anything to talk about?
Yeah, well, we have just a couple more minutes as I'm mopping up the diamond painting area. Anything new, unusual? How are the cats doing? What are the cats doing?
They're chilling.
They're chilling.
Yeah. Charlotte's in her normal spot. She's up watching.
Yeah.
I think everybody else is just chilling now. They've actually wore themselves out.
Oh, good.
So it's pretty quiet.
Yeah. Usually when it's quiet, that's when you gotta worry. It's like, what are they up to? They're not supposed to be that quiet. I hear him frantically researching something.
No, I am actually...
Shopping.
No.
Looking why our stickers are stuck in Ohio. The neighbors next door just stuck there, sitting there for 3 days. This is Easter weekend, though, because I'm sure they were probably off Good Friday. And, yeah, they deserve a break, too. Everybody deserves a break. And then I think there's an A. Yeah, there's an A up here too. A. Get back up here. Thank you. Reach down in the pot and get another one for down here. And then a V.
You've got mail.
I'm actually posting on our page.
Okay.
I'm posting which ones they would like us to do.
Oh, okay. And then you've got to research the landscapes and see which one they would like us to do for our sick friend. Alright. I have cleaned up all... No, I haven't. There's still a T. Okay. I'm just kind of cleaning around the edges, so all I have to worry about is that. And I might have Tom do that while I lay down. And what time is it?
12:30.
Oh, okay. I may just lay down for about a half hour. Get rid of this headache. So, with that, I'm done. And Tom's done. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. And there will be plenty more where that comes from, because this and steampunk is our content for a little bit. So that and working on the gentleman's painting, we can use that as well as content. So yes, we will soon have 3 whip and chats. They'll last us for a little bit. So most likely, since I'm going to be filming Queen Elizabeth is going to take me longer to work, so I probably will not be done now until May. But that's okay. It just means I can slow down and I can enjoy it. And that, I think, is a fabulous idea. So with that, we are out. I'm going to go lay down a little bit before I come back and keep going and making more content. So with that, take care of yourself and each other. Hugs and kisses. Bye. I guess Tom's not going to say bye to you. Okay, that's better.
Lovely little train wrecks.
We got to shake the mouse to wake it up. Mouse. Wake up, mouse. And we changed the battery, so there it goes. It's awake. All right. Bye.